Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A movement into or inward. The act of entering. Put into a trance. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. They waited at the entrance to the garden. A movement into or inward. The act of entering. She made a grand entrance. Attract. Cause to be enamored. A written record of a commercial transaction. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. Beggars waited just outside the entryway to the cathedral. The act of beginning something new. The act of entering. Something, manuscripts or architectural plans and models or estimates or works of art of all genres etc. Submitted for the judgment of others, as in a competition. An item inserted in a written record. The act of entering. Arriving at a place or position. Incoming class. Entering upon a position of office vacated by another. The incoming president. The act of entering. Astronomy, the disappearance of a celestial body prior to an eclipse. A movement through space that changes the location of something. Change location. Move, travel, or proceed, also metaphorically. We traveled from Rome to Naples by bus. Travel upon or across. Travel the oceans. Undertake a journey or trip. A movement through space that changes the location of something. Self-propelled movement. Make a trip for pleasure. The act of going from one place to another. He enjoyed selling but he hated the travel. Travel from place to place, as for the purpose of finding work, preaching, or acting as a judge. Undergo transportation as in a vehicle. We traveled north on Route 508. Accomplishment of an objective. Someone who arrives, or has arrived. The act of arriving at a certain place. They awaited her arrival. Any entry into an area not previously occupied. An invasion of tourists. Pathology. The spread of pathogenic microorganisms or malignant cells to new sites in the body. The tumor's invasion of surrounding structures. The act of invading. The act of an army that invades for conquest or plunder. Influencing strongly. Any entry into an area not previously occupied. Entry to another's property without right or permission. Any entry into an area not previously occupied. Entry to another's property without right or permission. Entrance by force or without permission or welcome. Rock produced by an intrusive process. The forcing of molten rock into fissures or between strata of an earlier rock formation. A sudden violent spontaneous occurrence, usually of some undesirable condition. A sudden sharp increase in the relative numbers of a population. A sudden violent entrance, a bursting in. The recent eruption of bad manners. Clear or deep perception of a situation. An attack that penetrates into enemy territory. The ability to make way into or through something. The greater penetration of the new projectiles will result in greater injuries. The act, by a man, of inserting his penis into the vagina of a woman. The act of entering into or through something. The penetration of upper management by women. The depth to which something penetrates, especially the depth reached by a projectile that hits a target. The body of people, such as students, who register or enroll at the same time. The act of adjusting something to match a standard. The act of enrolling. A document certifying an act of registering. Music. The sound property resulting from a combination of organ stops used to perform a particular piece of music. The technique of selecting and adjusting organ stops. An attack that penetrates into enemy territory. The act of entering some territory or domain, often in large numbers. The incursion of television into the American living room. The mistake of incurring liability or blame. The act of admitting someone to enter. The right to enter. The body of people, such as students, who register or enroll at the same time. The act of enrolling. The act of enrolling. Something that provides access, to get in or get out. The right to enter. The principal dish of a meal. An entrance, especially a theatrical entrance onto a stage or as if onto a stage. She made a graceful entree into the ballroom. The fee charged for admission. The act of admitting someone to enter. The surgery was performed on his second admission to the clinic. The right to enter. An acknowledgement of the truth of something.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.